I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet. Walking down the street. He's coming for you. But baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is May 29th, 2023. I am Drew,
And I'm Tara.
and this is America's #1 sibling sports entertainment late night butthole buffoonery podcast.
Woo!
MELLONfights, Chicago's #1 pod of that nature.
Yes,
In
definitely.
Chicago for sure. I know some pretty big podcasts are moving to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It was our turf
Stealing our
first.
gig.
Stealing our gig, our thunder. It's our spot. We've been here first. You can't just come in and start drinking Malort like you own the place. First time I had Malort was 15 years ago. It sucked then and it still sucks. I'll drink 20 of them. Yeah. The amount of time someone's bought me a shot of Malort and didn't tell me it was a shot of Malort is many.
Really?
Less, yeah, where they didn't tell you. You never had
People
that happen.
are nicer to me. No. Mm-mm.
That was Greenberg's move.
Oh, gosh.
I know that's surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's late night, guys. We decided to, well, it's Memorial Day, so it was hard to get this done early. So we decided just to wait till after Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, starring the Boston Celtics and the, who were the 2 seed and the 8 seed Miami Heat. What do you think, Tara? Was that the move? Was that the right move by us, just to wait it out? Even I think it was, so we can talk about how
think
crazy
so.
it is.
Yeah, because that was a crazy series. And I wanted to know who was the winner
Yeah.
because I'm not great at predicting.
No.
So I'm
you're
like,
not.
you know what? I might as well just
You predicted a double sweep. You got one right.
I did get one right.
I was wrong. I got the winner right in one. Well, I got the winner right in both. We both
I
got the
think
winners right. We both said Miami. Well, no, once we recouped.
Oh,
When
yeah,
it was
yeah.
3-0, 3-0, we both like, well, these two teams are going to win, but they're both. You said sweep, and I said they're both going to
I
win one.
did. I said sweep,
I thought it was,
sweep.
and it almost, yeah, it was. So I guess we'll just get into it real quick. Miami Heat did pull off the big upset here after giving up 3 straight games. They crushed the Celtics
They
in
crushed
Game
them.
7 in Boston.
I was surprised. I'm
The
going to say
fireworks
it.
are going off in the neighborhood tonight.
Oh,
They
boy.
weren't, but they just started. And they're
That's
kind of
what
loud, so
happens
maybe they'll
when
pick up on the pod.
That's what happens when you late night.
Late night pod.
You got special guests
Mhm.
called fireworks.
Called Bobby Fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
We are a very firework friendly neighborhood here
Neighborhood.
in Avondale, Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, so the Heat pulled it off. They beat a 1 seed, they beat a 4 seed, and then they beat a 2 seed to move on to the finals
Yes.
to play probably the best team so far. The only team that's probably played better than the Heat so far in these playoffs, the Denver Nuggets, starting Thursday.
And they have had some rest.
And
And
they're
I
good.
think
They're like
and they're
actually
good.
good. They're like that team that's
Mhm.
playing like I don't want to get too far. Like I don't want to discount this Heat team, but
No, they're
The-
doing it.
it's hard to. But the way Denver's been playing, they look like they're just head and tails above these teams. Reminds me of, I don't even know. Like it reminds me of, I can't even think of any of the runs. Maybe
No.
the Warriors a couple years ago when they went with Durant and just crushed everybody all the way through the playoffs. That his when they won a couple championships with him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't really play like that team, but it's just as far as how much they click as a team and how dominant Jokic has been. for a couple of years now. But even in the playoffs last year, even though they didn't win, he had nobody on his team. He played
Exactly.
really good.
Now
but he played,
that he's got some people, so they look solid.
But let's talk about this Heat one a little bit more. We don't have to talk about it a ton. We don't have to talk about a lot about basketball tonight, but we'll talk a little bit since we stayed up to watch it. Or I guess we would have been up anyway, but we stayed late. So now I got to edit late. So I'll stay up to edit late to get this thing out tomorrow for my fans that care, that actually listen on Tuesday. How many people listen on Tuesday? If you listen on Tuesday, send an email to MELLONfights@gmail.com and let us know that you're a Tuesday listener. Listener. And we'll give a little shout out to our Tuesday listeners for people that usually listen on Tuesday, because I know a lot of people that don't be listening on Tuesday. You got nothing? She just stared at me. Nothing to say to any of that. Melon Fights. MELLON. She just sat there and stared and expected me to say more. I can't just continue. I know I talk a lot, but shit.
Yeah. Sometimes I just don't know if you're going to keep going. So
I didn't speak for 10 seconds. That was a lot of dead air. That was a lot. People, I'm not going to take that out. And people are like, oh shit, my pod stopped working.
Oh,
our Tuesday listeners are going to be like, there goes the pod.
Am I buffering?
They're going to think that their internet went out or their 5G went out.
Mm-hmm.
Their 5G went out and gave them COVID.
My brain went out.
Did it just go out again?
No. You didn't respond.
My brain went out and then no words again. Do you have any other takes on
it's freaking hot in my apartment right now.
I'm hot. Everyone's hot. Come on, what do you got for me? Talk about the game a little bit. Give me some air. Giving you some air time.
I will, but you weren't talking about air. You were talking about Tuesday listeners, so I wasn't sure.
You can't just pop back into what we were talking about. You can't just be.
Drew, like you said, sometimes you go on these little rants and raves about it, and I didn't know if you had more to say about our Tuesday listeners. Our only true fans are our Tuesday listeners. So I'm doing this for you, Tuesday. Like I didn't
say that. All of our fans are real fans. I just want to know who
I didn't know if that's what you were going to say.
No, they're all. I believe in everyone that listens to us. Okay. Monday through Tuesday, through Fridays, through all the days.
Tuesday through Monday.
Tuesday through Monday, listeners. I love y'all. People who are weeks behind, months behind.
Anyway, the game.
People are like couple of pros, late night pros. Anyway, what do you got?
You keep interrupting me every time I try to talk about.
You said anyway and laughed at yourself for saying anyway.
No, I didn't.
You did. I'll play it back to you if I could. When you listen to it. Do you listen to our podcast after it goes up? How often? Every week?
I would say almost every week.
You should listen every week to learn. To learn from yourself and to learn from me. And to tell me things you hear that are like, I need to fix. Like, hey, you should fix that.
Hey, you should fix your attitude.
That I can't do. Okay. That I can't do in post.
Okay.
Though that's not true, because when I edit the clips together, I definitely edit out some of my bullshit to make me look like a better guy.
I'm sure.
And to speed it along.
Yeah.
And to speed along, because somebody I know, you're a dramatic speaker sometimes. You really slow her down. You slow it down. You will slow your sentences way down. I got to chop out some of that silence. I'll put like a dumb face from me on. I'll go, yeah. You're like, the thing. I go, yeah. And then I cut back to you like you just started, like it never was a pause, but there'll be like a long pause. Did you notice I do that? Are you upset by this?
No.
I'm just giving out secrets.
No, but I mean, you're talking to me about. Sometimes I
feel the space with sound. I feel the space with sound. You feel the space with. You think, and leave silence, and that's hard for a video. Whereas I yammer. I'm a yammerer.
You are a yammerer.
Yep, as I do it now.
Yeah.
Back to the hoops. Wait, this drink. It's my summer. It's my first. This weekend I broke out the summer drink, Tara, and I got a bigger cup. How big this cup is.
That is big. It's like
look how big this cup is. I look like one of those ladies in the pornos where they lay the big dong on their face.
Oh,
that's what this cup looks like. Look how big that is. It's like I got one of them big dongs on my face in those pornos. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen these things?
No, I'm not.
Have you
I'm
seen
not
one of these?
seeing-
You see one of these hogs on the internet? The lady
Where the
lays
lady
it across.
lays-
My head's huge too. These are like little ladies with little faces. Man, if that was a dong, whew.
If that were a dong, you would be
That
in
was a
trouble.
dong. If that was a dong,
You'd be in
I would
trouble.
be sad. I would be very worried.
You'd be like, where's this going next?
Back to the hoops.
Back to the hoops.
What was your take on the game? I don't even know what you were gonna. You were gonna talk about something, but
I don't know. I thought that, the Celtics weren't good tonight at all.
no, they scored like 89 points or something. What was the
Yeah.
final? The
And
final,
then I feel like they
80
kind of gave up a little early.
103-84. Here's the thing: is I just don't know that anyone's that good. Everyone's sore.
I know.
Man, I really wish the Bucks had played the Heat in this round. Though they're guys, these guys they have, these Caleb Martins of the world, are just hitting million shots. The Bucks never have a guy like that.
No.
It just comes out of nowhere and hits a bunch of big shots in the playoffs.
It's crazy because I really am glad that the Heat won, just because it makes the Bucks loss not seem as like shitty. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm glad that they won. I like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that they almost didn't make the playoffs. They were only in the play-ins, and they weren't playing very well in them.
Well,
then they
Jimmy
just
Butler
turned
didn't
it
even play
up.
even close to as well the series after the Bucks series, either of them. So it's kind of like a little hard, because that's really what beat the Bucks, was how well he played in that series. The Bucks don't lose that series if Jimmy Butler doesn't play like that.
No.
You know, and he didn't play like that against these teams. This was like secondary guys winning the game for the Bucks, or for the Celtics, or for Miami.
Jeez. Get your words together.
Okay,
10
well, can I tell you
o'clock.
something? Did you see this? I told you this is my summer drink, and the size
How
of the
many
cup
have you
is my
had?
head. Well, this is only my, like, 2.5.
Oh.
But
But it's in that big old dong cup. Oh, God.
It's almost like two dicks on my face when I
Yeah.
got the mic up like that.
Two dick face.
So what I'm saying is I'm a little buzzied.
Oh. I was a
Um,
little buzzed earlier because I had 3 beers. It's been my beer weekend. I haven't drank
Love
beer
beer.
in the longest time. I had 5 beers yesterday. So I'm looking a little hoik today.
5
and
beers
then
for tea.
And then I had 3 today.
Speaking of beers, speaking of 5, I got a cooler. I ordered a fanny pack from Igloo that holds 3 beer. It's a 3 beer cooler fanny pack. That's for the river.
Oh.
So basically, like, once I'll have 3 beers in it, and I'll be drinking one. So I'm not going to even need to bother anybody for, I don't know, an hour on
And
the
you're
river.
gonna wear it? You're gonna wear it?
I'm going to wear it. Yeah, I'm going to wear it. Why else would I have it?
That just doesn't seem that comfortable. Sitting down with a fanny pack might give you shrinkage because your little wiener is gonna be cold.
Why would it be cold? It's going to be on my, like,
It's
hip.
a cooler.
It's not going to be on my dong.
I feel like no.
I don't
you
wear the
your
fanny pack.
packs
Wear
on
off to
your-
the side.
No,
Yes.
not when you're sitting down and it's gonna hit the tube and be
It's
uncomfortable.
gonna be awesome.
You're
like,
gonna
don't
want it.
naysay my fanny pack. You're
I'm
gonna be so goddamn jealous of it.
I'm not. I'm not
Where's this Mountain
naysaying
Dew?
it.
Where's this Mountain Dew hat from, by the way?
Reichstock.
good hat.
I really wanted to say diet, but what are you gonna do?
Diet. Oh, if it just said Diet Dew,
Mm-hmm.
do the Diet
But
Dew. It's a good
Then
hat,
I
though.
then
You
I
should
had.
write Diet on it.
I know. I should have drank.
That could be fun.
And then I got these.
Oh, those are
guys.
good shades, and I'm always jealous of those shades.
And then I just feel like I'm a '90s
is-
Mountain Dew commercial.
This isn't a good pod
Oh,
thing we got going on, but
sorry.
Tara's rocking a Mountain Dew, like,
yeah.
trucker hat. Is it vintage, or do you think it's new?
No, it's new
It's new, so it's not as cool.
because
as
there were
Mountain Dew.
multiples.
Ah, yeah. Hold on. My Dew looks bad.
Mine did too. That's why I threw on this hat.
So last week I'm rocking that, or 2 weeks ago I rocked that High Life hat, and now you're rocking Mountain Dew. Can't
Yeah.
we get a goddamn fucking
We need a sponsor.
sponsor?
Do you think Bud Light might sponsor us?
No, I don't want them to,
Why?
because they went back on it.
Everyone
talked
hates
about it.
everyone. I know, but everyone hates everyone. so
Target's
let's-
fucking it up. Like, don't.
Target is
Listen, if
not
someone gets mad at
fucking
you,
it up.
if someone acts like a bigot, don't go back on it.
Wait, is Target going back on theirs now?
They started taking their pride shit out of their. They like.
Well, that's because people were getting attacked.
Well, then someone needs to do something about that.
Yeah, no shit.
The police won't because they're a bunch of bigots themselves. That's the thing. That's the problem now. Is like people are acting like that. Cops, most cops are, anti, norm or
anti-diversity,
white, cis,
anti-white,
anti-white,
no,
cis. I didn't mean to say white cis. They're they like
Cis
white
is-
cis. They are white
yes,
cis,
exactly.
which is fine for them. It's fine to be that.
What's so crazy
But just
to
don't
me
hate
about
people that aren't
that is how people are like thinking that this is, oh, look what Target's doing now. I think I have literally purchased Pride stuff from Target for the last 20 years of my life. That's where I get my
they're also getting
Pride
rid of
stuff.
like Hanukkah stuff.
What?
Yeah, and that's where we got our first ever menorah.
Yeah.
Was
And
Target.
the $1 spot, the $5 spot.
People need to quit their bullshit. We need to stop
It's so
placating
weird.
these people that are fucking dumb. Guess what? If you're
Because-
Christian person, cool, be Christian person, but shut the fuck up. If you're
Yeah.
don't stop talking to people, stop fucking with people that aren't Christian. Stay away from them.
Also, they have like this like indoctrination, right? Like, oh, everyone's trying to indoctrinate these kids to be trans or gay. It's like, hello, you go on mission trips and try to indoctrinate your religion on
Yeah.
people who already have a religion. So,
Yeah. In fact, that's kind of what happened to the whole
Hypocrite.
world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Get
cut
out
the
of here,
shit.
Christians.
It's like you can
Sorry,
be Christian.
sorry to my Christian listeners, but I'm
You
sure we
can
probably
be a
have a few.
Christian.
You can be a Christian, but stop acting
But-
like someone else. Other people have to be Christian. They don't.
Exactly.
They just don't.
Just
They
let
don't.
people be.
Let us go to hell. We're fine with it.
Yeah.
If you think we're gonna go to hell, just let
Sounds
it happen.
fun. There's lots
Sounds
of
fucking
Mountain
rad.
Dew in
Sounds
hell.
rad.
There's
Anyone
lots of
that I've
Mountain
heard
Dew.
like that dude's going to hell, I'm like, he's a rad dude.
I don't
That's
know
a
about
fun
that.
guy.
I don't know about that.
Well, not all of them. Not all the ones that are like, God, these fireworks are going hard, and I wish I was outside. I was gonna pod outside, but everyone's ACs were running.
Too hot.
We're
Gotta
out of
take
the.
off
We're
the
out. We're all
sunglasses.
over the place. You can
That's
tell
what
we've been
happens when you
drinking, and
eat
it's late night.
pot.
It's late night drinks.
I haven't had a drink
Tara,
in
you had a
quite
few
some
drinks.
time.
You had a few drinks.
My last drink was at probably 5 o'clock.
We barely talked about tonight's game. The Heat were the team of destiny. I don't think they pulled it
were.
off though against Denver.
No,
My prediction
I
is
don't think so
Denver in
either.
5.
Yes.
If Denver loses, I will fucking lose my mind, and the NBA has to change. I don't. Here's where I've got on Miami, Tara. I've actually come. Here's what I've gotten on Miami. Now, I'm not rooting for Miami. I wasn't even rooting for Miami in this game.
Oh.
I know. I think I said I was, but I'm not because I like Jimmy. But like, I can't condone a team that didn't give a fuck during the regular season and then they go on to win. They didn't give a fuck, and I don't want that to be a thing. The regular season has to matter.
Yeah.
It has to matter more than it does because people don't give a fuck anymore about it and they don't play during it. So what's the point?
Well, Drew, you know what's going to make it matter? An in-season tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to matter a lot.
That's a good drink. For those that don't know what my summer drink is, I think I've probably talked about it. It's limeade, simply limeade, specifically, and effing cucumber vodka. It's very good. I also put a splash of strawberry limeade in here, just so you
Look
know.
out.
Look out, indeed.
A little crazy.
I'm popping.
Get a little cray.
I'm popping off. Tara, I want to stick with NBA. I want to talk about something. The Bucks did hire a new coach. Not a lot being said about it right now, and I have a pretty good idea why. It makes me worry about a couple things. I've been saying some things about Giannis lately that I'm worried about, and this worries me a little bit about it too because he's signed off the most on this. Not that I think he's a bad guy, but I think he might be clueless about some shit.
Giannis?
Yeah. Adrian Griffin was hired to be the new coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. I myself am really wishing that they didn't get rid of Bud at this point because I'd rather have Coach Bud than this assistant coach. He's an assistant coach. He's never been head coch. People thought he was going to be head coach about I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. They were looking at in 2020. He was up for some head coaching jobs because he did a good job. But then something came out where his wife, his ex-wife, was she the wife? They still married at the time, or the ex-wife? Do you know? Ex-wife, I'm pretty sure. Put
I
out.
don't know anything about this.
You don't even know what I'm about to tell you about?
No.
Oh, Tara.
I just thought it was a bad choice.
No.
I'm
As
about
far
to
as
be
his
real
basketball, stuff goes, I'm actually
IQ?
okay with it. I think it could be
Okay.
good.
Okay, let's hear what he did.
But
How his violence against women. Let's hear it.
yep. Hold on. I gotta pull it up. So I don't want to get any of it wrong.
You know, they don't care.
It's just
about
really
that.
frustrating.
Jason Kidd was their coach too, and he had some shit too.
Okay, well, give this a listen.
Oh God.
I mean, that was fucked up too. I always thought that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the allegations have been resurfacing since this hiring has happened. The Bucks themselves, I don't know that they've announced it like officially.
Okay.
I think they might have floated this out there to see how people might feel about it, but no one's really talking about it right now, except for a few people here and there. Because I was trying to figure out why he hadn't had a job earlier. But basically, she put out a post about in 2020 when he was like up for some other jobs. And basically this is what her post said. How can someone tell their child to hate another parent? How can someone not follow court order and continue life as normal? How can someone not send support but then send $200 Visa card to their child so they can eat for a few days? Not great. But then this is where the thing that really people had a problem with, and then because of this, there is, I'll get to that. How can someone continuously get away with abuse, almost take a life, choking them while on the floor and almost passes out, throw them into a wall, making a hole as big as their body, drag them across the lawn while pregnant, drag them out of the house in their PJs in 0 below weather while their child holds their feet and the other children run away in fear, then locking them out of the house and the child lets them in when they go to sleep, choke them holding them against a wall while their feet are off the ground, throw a 4-foot ceramic vase at them that shatters an entire door glass panel, breaks down locked doors to get them, gives them STDs, sleeps with prostitutes, sleeps with a teenage ball girl. And even though you have receipts for everything, how can you do all this and still get away with it? I'll tell you, just be in the NBA, win a game in the bubble, Cinderfella. That's how simple. It's because he coached a game. That's what it was. He coached a game in the bubble because Nick Nurse couldn't be there, and they won the game, and they're calling him Cinderella. He was saying it was a Cinderella story that he got to coach it. And she was his ex-wife and posted that.
Oh, my gosh.
Lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit. Very specific shit.
Yes.
And then, so there was and then after that, obviously he came out, I was like, none of this is true. This is all bull. This is a lie. And then there ended up being, this isn't telling about it, but there was a defamation lawsuit. Griffin did a defamation lawsuit for like $2.5 million, and it was settled before it came out. Like, it never went to trial. Why is that? If I had to guess, I don't know. Because someone didn't want shit to come out. That'd be my guess, buddy. Why would the person, if it was that much of a lie, you're just not gonna. Why wouldn't you fight that?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the guy they're hiring. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. This is as much information as I can give you. There's not a lot out there about it. I did some searching about it today. I'm sure there'll be some pieces. Like I said, the Bucks really haven't announced it themselves yet. There's just been rumors about it. So I don't know what's going on yet. I think something could change. If a guy like Udoka can get fired for having like consensual relationship with a person, that this seems a little bit more problematic to me.
Well,
and
Drew,
so it's kind of fucked up.
You know who now owns part of the Bucks, right?
Yeah, I do. The guy that said, "Yeah, let's bring in Deshaun Watson." It's a bad look, dude. Yeah. And again, nothing came of it. In a guy with money, nothing came of it. accusations from women because they had money and they were able to shut it up. And
Yeah.
I just find it's so specific.
Yes.
I find it hard to believe that it's not
and
true.
it seems like he was involving his kids in the.
She claims there's receipts. So I don't know what happened. The fact that they settled to me sounds like she probably had some fucking dirt on him that proved it. So, and Giannis is very much in. Yeah, this was the guy Giannis was pushing for, and that's why I'm just saying that's my. I've been saying about Giannis. I'm like, I don't know about Giannis. There's something there that feels a little off, and it's a testosterone thing. I don't know how he treats women. Giannis. I don't know how
good.
I don't know how he why. What has he proved there? Because there's videos where he says silly things in front of his wife, like on a TikTok.
I have no way to prove it. They seem to love each other and have a good relationship.
I have no idea.
Has love for his mom, and
that's possible. A lot of guys do, and then treat people like shit. I'm not saying Giannis is bad. I don't want it to turn into that. I'm just saying it's like another notch. Like, man, how can you vouch for this guy? I don't love it. I don't love it as a fan that this is who they're bringing in, because Bud was not a bad guy.
No,
as far as I could tell.
No, not at all.
I think he actually seemed like a good guy. So this feels a little off. So I'm actually not very excited about this coach hire at all.
No.
For I wanted Nick Nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And B, because this guy seems like there's some skeletons in his closet that we're not sure about yet. Nothing happened from it except for he definitely paid her off. It says there was a settlement outside. Or I guess he would have paid her off. I don't know what happened, because I guess she would have had to pay him up. But where's she getting money from?
Right.
So I don't know what happened.
I'm gonna look into it because I don't like it, and I want to know.
Yeah, look
more.
into it and see if you can figure. It was hard. Every article's about. There's not a lot about it yet, so hopefully, there's a little more. Yeah, obviously he denies it. Maybe it didn't happen. I don't want to say it did happen. I have no idea.
Right.
But I definitely give me pause, and it has given people pause for a couple years now. 2020 is when it came out. It's now 2023. So other teams looked into it and were like, I don't know. They weren't sure about it. Yeah, so I didn't know you didn't. I thought when I started talking about you were making a face, it was just about the basketball. I think he's a good basketball coach. I just don't know that he's a good dude. But that doesn't seem to matter anymore. Well, to me, it does. I would prefer the people I like are good dudes.
Well, Drew.
What?
It's just the way the world works.
What do you mean?
Jimmy Haslam wants a bunch of abusers to be
a bunch of sexual. I guess this wasn't sexual; it's just abuse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really know what happened. Who knows? We'll never know. Probably.
Yeah, we're never gonna know.
But like I said, the Bucks haven't announced that he's there. The Bucks officially have not. I do not believe have announced it.
What I really love is when I can cheer for my teams that I like, and I hate when there's somebody on my team that I don't want to cheer for, because it makes it less fun to watch.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I had Tyreek Hill or Deshaun Watson on my team, I would really not cheer for that team anymore, I don't think.
Sure. It'd be hard. It would be hard. I definitely would cheer for that person.
There, it was hard to cheer for Zeke because it was like, what's going on with this dude? I still don't know, and I still don't fully cheer for him. Yeah,
I'm looking here at the Bucks official Twitter. No announcement. I have a feeling that they haven't signed him, and I think it also came out during the Memorial Day weekend. We shall see tomorrow, I bet. There's probably some feelers out there. There's not really any real stories about it. It's just starting to come up again. We'll kind of see what happens with that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I feel like ESPN doesn't really skirt around shit
cat
like
all of
that.
a sudden came in.
It's because her mom is sleeping.
I know. She was gone for the weekend, and she was obsessed with me.
And now
what do you want? What were you saying? Talk.
I was just talking about how ESPN does a decent job talking about things like this. So maybe they'll bring something to light. Oh my gosh. Look at that little model.
She's actually being kind.
Look at you, Carrot.
Say hello.
Hi. Hi, Carrot.
She's looking at me so evil. Say hello.
Hi,
Oh
Carrot.
shit. She's gonna fuck shit up. She doesn't like being on camera. I can't take a picture of her without her like looking away. She's a turd. What were we talking about?
We were just talking basketball.
No, finish out your thought.
I did.
Oh. I don't remember what it was.
I just said that ESPN
Catwoman,
does a good job usually in kind
Breaking
of
stuff like
addressing
that.
stuff like that.
Sometimes. There's usually a couple women that work there that do it really good.
Mm-hmm.
And aren't afraid to speak up, but I don't know if any of them work there anymore. Because like, people get fucking I don't even know who works at ESPN anymore. I never fucking watch it. Never. Tara.
Never.
Did you watch a movie this week?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did.
Are we both predicting the Denver Nuggets to win?
Yes.
How many games? I said 5.
I'll say 5.
Okay, Denver in 5.
Yeah.
Jokic's Finals MVP is your guess?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. If the Heat do win it magically, they'll win it in 6.
Yes.
But they're not going to win it. But
No.
if they do, it's in 6. You watched a movie, Tara.
I did.
You watched it in 2 halves, it sounds like.
I watched it in 2 halves.
You watched it in
yesterday and
2 halves,
today.
which isn't too bad. That's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's kind of 2 halves to the movie.
I would agree.
Like, I feel like there's the first half where they're kind of getting it going in the training.
Yep.
And then there's the second half where they kind of like, there's the hiccup
Go
where
on
he's
the
not
mission.
going to, yeah, like where he's like not going to do it anymore. They're kicking him out. And then
And then
he gets back in and they do the mission. So
Yeah.
I think the mission starts with like 40 minutes left or something like that. Maybe not. Maybe
It's
a little
like
less.
more like an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because there's like that whole other part of the mission.
The end. Yeah. All right. So Tara, this week, we wanted to have Tara watch something that came out this time of year, this week. A year ago. It wasn't a year ago. It was 2 years ago, I believe.
Oh.
I think.
No, last year. It was last year. 100%.
100%?
100%.
100%.
100%.
Because this time last year, we didn't go right when it came out. We came out a little bit after that. We went. Because I was going to say, we had COVID this time last year because we were in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
All right, so Tara went and saw Top Gun Maverick. She's seen the original Top Gun.
Yep.
Did you watch it for the pod, or you had seen it, right?
I had seen it, yeah.
Yeah. We'd
I watched it in Chicago.
We'd watched it in the past together.
Yeah.
Liked it. So Tara watched Top Gun Maverick starring Thomas Cruise. Is he a Thomas?
Probably, but he goes by Tom.
Sure he does. Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, it did come out last year. Top Gun Maverick came out last year, starring Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, Val Kilmer, Glenn Powell, Jennifer Connelly, and a couple other people that nobody cares
I'm
about.
going to say it.
What?
That was a hot cast.
It was a hot cast.
It was.
It wasn't bad.
It was good.
It's funny. I rewatched it. When I rewatched it, I was like, they're not as hot as I thought. These boys.
Oh.
Like this, I remember the football scene being a hotter scene, but they only show the dudes for like 2 seconds. The volleyball scene, much better from the old one. Like they were playing volleyball for like 20 minutes, just like flexing and like they show like 2 seconds of close-ups of these beefy boys.
I know.
We could have used some more.
We definitely could have used
Like we barely
more.
got to see, like we basically got to see like one shot of Miles Teller looking good. No real good Glenn Powell shots, I would
And
say.
he's
the
a
handsomest guy in the movie.
Yeah, he's
Like
so
Miranda was like
hot.
creaming about him, like, shut up, bitch. But then I informed her that Jennifer Connelly's like my all-time, like for one of my first crushes, and like I would leave her for Jennifer Connelly. I think I've talked about that on the pod, right?
I think so.
She's one of my all-timers. But so anyway, Top Gun Mav. Tara, first impressions, Top Gun Mav, how'd you feel going into it before it started? Were you excited? Were you not sure?
Okay, so I started it last night after I had a couple brewskis, 5 if
Okay.
you remember. And I
Were you
put my
back in
phone-
Wisconsin? Were you back at home already last night?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we just took a day trip.
Got it.
And from like the moment of the initial credits, I was jazzed.
Hyped.
I was hyped.
How
Tom
good are the opening
looking
credits?
good. Like
Yeah.
awesome. It just gets you super pumped for it,
That
and
tune.
it like takes you right back
Just like
to Top Gun.
it's the same opening basically.
Yeah.
Same tunes, just a little updated video.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, the like do 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 do. It's fucking good. I got hyped when they first put it out on Paramount. I'm like, Miranda, can I just watch the like she like wanted to watch something else. I'm like, can I just watch like the first like minute of this thing, just the opening?
Yeah.
I want to get hyped. I want to get psyched.
And you're just
Fine,
like, oh, Maverick's at it again, just being awesome, a great pilot, looking beefy.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited.
Yeah, so you got that first opening, and then you got him, and then you got him. So that's how your first impression is. You're psyched. You're in it right away, right?
Yeah.
This was my first movie back to the theaters.
Oh wow!
After COVID, this was our first thing in the theaters back. We went and saw it after. We're like, we had just had COVID.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So we were pretty psyched, and it was an awesome theater experience.
I can imagine.
Like the last hour of the movie is fucking
yes,
phenomenal in the theater.
The action in that movie is such a great action movie. That's the type of action movie I want to watch where I feel anxious and like there are lots of terror moments in it where I was like anxious. Like I wasn't super excited about the second half because they were going on their mission. Yes. And it was a scary mission. So
he goes. So the credits roll. All of a sudden, we're in the desert somewhere. I don't know if it told us, but we're in the middle of Arizona or something like that. And Tom's about to fly a motherfucking airplane that's gonna break 10 fucking G's or something. Yeah. 10 knot. I don't know what it was.
He's gonna do 10.
Mach 10. Mm-hmm. Well, Mach 9 they were supposed to be at.
Yeah. And he's
they're gonna shut him down. So anyway, back to you explaining it.
What you want me to just explain?
Well, yeah. Well, don't do the thing where you break. So the first scene, we'll go to the first scene. We're just gonna go scene by scene. Let's try this. Okay. We're gonna try something new. So you're psyched going into it. You're already hyped. Tom shows up. Tom looks great, right?
Yeah.
Tom looks like he's
stunning.
40.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. You can tell he's older, but he looks better than most people his age.
I mean, and he's just in sick shape. He's got like all the abs.
Yeah, the dude fucking works. He works for it. He's not out there fucking around. He's not lazy. He's fucking going for it. I've always appreciated what Tom does.
I know.
Him and Tom Brady.
He's got that weird little thing called Scientology, but outside of that, like, he's pretty awesome.
He seems like he might even be a good person. I don't even know. It seems like he could be.
Could be.
Hard to say. So they got that. You get into that first scene, right? Where it's like, cool. The first thing Tom's got to do is break the rules.
Yeah.
Right? It's time for Tom to break the rules. And he does. He breaks the rules. How did you feel about that first, like, how cool was that airplane?
Every time they're in the planes and the jets.
That's specifically that plane.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a real plane. It was nuts when he was flying it. Like, it was so cool. Like, when they showed it from, like, obviously it wasn't a real shot, but where they showed it from space.
Yeah.
And, like, and you could see he was, like, starting to turn. You could see the trail behind it. It's fucking rad.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I gotta watch it again, honestly.
So I'm just gonna say it now. I'm gonna get it out there now. There's a theory about the movie.
Oh.
And so that scene, right? He does that. He goes, he pushes it to the limit. He gets to like 10.2. I think he gets to 10.2, Mach 10.2.
Yeah.
And he really just needed to get to 10. He pushed it to 10.2.
10.4, I think.
Yeah, whatever. Something
Yeah.
like that. He went above and beyond.
Yes.
And then the plane blows up.
Yeah.
So there's a theory that he dies
Oh.
in that the rest of the movie is
him in
heaven,
Heaven.
where he has died and he's looking back on his life and he's kind of going through all of his missteps and mistakes and he's making amends for it all the rest of the movie. Like he dies. I don't necessarily agree, but
I'm
it is
gonna say no, but it's fine.
but there is weird so like when the next scene is when he shows up at that little diner.
Yeah.
It was a really fun scene.
Where am I? Earth.
Little kid says Earth. Yes, that's very funny. But if you look at that scene, everything a little old fashioned. It's a little old. It doesn't
or it
feel
could
modern.
just be like,
just saying. That's where this is where it starts. I know what it could be, but that's where it starts. There's a reason that it feels a little old and weird. Because it's like his like fantasy of like this better time. I'm just putting it out. I'm just letting you know that that's the way people feel about it. The whole thing with Val, the whole thing with his lost love. We'll talk about more as we go. So anyway, that's the next scene. What happens next after that?
I don't like going scene by scene.
We always do.
I don't remember what happens next.
Not scene by scene. What goes next is he gets fucking sent off back to Top Gun. They're like, you fucked up.
You fucked up. So you have to go teach. You have to go be a pilot teacher.
Yeah. If it wasn't for your buddy Val,
your buddy Iceman, you'd be dishonorably discharged.
But he's saying you need to come here because I need you.
Yes.
So he goes back to Top Gun, where we find out he'd actually taught for a few months at Top Gun and left the Top Gun school.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back to teach for this very super secret mission and all these like 10 I think it's 10 Top Gun pilots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how'd you feel at this moment in time? How you feeling about the movie? You thinking it's cool? You thinking it's cheesy?
No, I like it. I honestly liked it all the way through. When he went back to teach, I was like, oh man, this doesn't seem like his cup of tea, a teacher. But guess what? He was a freaking awesome teacher. I loved every scene where he like was chasing him down and the enemy.
When they start flying?
Yeah. I loved
it. He's like doing dogfights with him?
Yep. It was freaking awesome.
He's just training him by being the best.
Yep. And wanting to be in the plane and the whole, I'm going to say this. The Rooster relationship, I just like didn't love. I just felt like.
I'm not disagreeing. I don't disagree. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
It didn't totally work.
No, and I
think part of it was I think part of it was Miles Teller didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I'm a Miles Teller guy, but I know he looked like fucking.
Yeah.
What's his nuts?
With his little
mustache. I can't think of his name, his real name. Goose. But I mean his name in real life. But he kind of looked a lot like him once they gave him that little mustache.
Yeah.
And he was trim like him, and he kind of like I bought that he was his son by looks. But it just something about the chemistry of those two I didn't buy.
I agree. And it's like it felt like they didn't really know each other, even though they definitely knew each other. It didn't feel
like they were in the same movie.
Yeah.
It felt like Tom was on this level of like, this is very real.
Yes.
And he felt like he was just Miles Teller.
Yeah.
I think Miles Teller might be a little overrated. How about that?
Definitely. I didn't think he was. I don't think he was very good in this movie because, like I said, I didn't feel like they knew each other, and they knew each other a lot because I think Tom was in his life, and I know that he made it so, like, what was it? He couldn't move forward or kind of stunted his growth.
He basically like kicked him out of.
Yeah.
He basically didn't graduate him into Top Gun. Like he was like kicked out of. He like kicked. We'll say kicked out because I don't know what it would be called, but washed him out of Top Gun school and like set him back
because he was.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
In his opinion.
And not ready.
And not ready, which means he wasn't good enough.
Right. So we had animosity towards him.
Yeah.
But it really felt like, oh, this like random guy that I never met did this to me and now he's my teacher.
No, right. But it was more like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah,
Like he
you're my
basically grew.
step-in
He
dad.
basically grew up with
Yeah.
him, and he was acting that was like just a guy. I totally agree with
Yes.
that part of it. There was no. He didn't like talk about him like almost like I don't know how much they saw each other. There's a good chance that he avoided them after that, but it didn't seem like that because he seemed like he was so close to Meg Ryan
Right, and
in the
he
original
said that
he would have
before
been
she-
around.
Before she died, he promised to like keep him safe or something like that.
Right. So I agree. I felt like their connection was off.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been maybe better to maybe not have that
Yes.
as part of it. We didn't need it. That I would have cared regardless. If it just, I actually would have probably liked it better if it just was some guy he kicked out.
Right.
That he was pissed. That was pissed
Yeah.
at him for kicking him out. That he was just some hot shot from when he was a hot shot,
Right.
or from back in the day, rather than it being Goose's son.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm glad we both feel that way because I really have always felt that way about it. What did you think about Jennifer Connelly and Tom Cruise's sexual chemistry?
I thought it was good.
There was something there, right?
Yeah.
It was a little smiley.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
A little
it was
PG-13.
Yeah, it was a little flirty. It was like wholesome.
Two older people that still look really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I bought that they didn't take
Into
anything
each
too
other.
serious. They clearly had like a, history.
Yeah, I like when she the sailing part was weird to me when they went sailing. It was like, don't know why this is happening. Just so
Just
she
to fuck,
at
because
the-
Tom Cruise fucking was like, let's go fucking sailing in this movie. There's no doubt. He's like,
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly's like, I know how to sail a boat. Like, fucking let's do it then.
Let's do
Like,
it.
I got super, like, she clearly knew how to sail it.
Yeah,
And he probably does too. Obviously in the movie he pretended he didn't, but
yeah,
he probably, we love sailing. Let's fucking put a scene in where we're sailing a goddamn boat.
yeah.
And then
But
you
then-
wake up every morning and have to watch a tape about how you forget who you are every day. And I'm married to you.
Oh God! Did this remind you of 50 First Dates?
A little bit.
Just-
I thought that a little bit. I can't lie.
God. Stupid. Just because
gave
there
me a
was
little
that
50
bar, that little kind of island bar.
Yes, he had a 50, and they had the sailboat, and they were basically going to go. And then at the end, they basically are going to go sail off in the boat together.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the choice he makes, is like to go sailing with her for the rest of his life,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it? Is that how it ended?
No,
Yeah.
they fly off in a. He flies off in like that.
He flies away.
I think so. In that plane that he's refurbishing.
Oh yeah. But they're like together and like sailing.
Oh
and
yeah, because
flying
like
around.
she all of a sudden takes off, and he's all bummed, and then all of a sudden, he sees her daughter, and then her daughter looks over and walks Penny. It was so weird.
The daughter's funny.
I
So-
really liked though when I think Tom was driving her home and she gets off the motorcycle and they say goodnight and she walks in the house and leaves the door open.
The second time,
Yeah.
the second time when she leaves the door open, like,
Yeah.
come sniff
She's
this
like-
come sniff this behind, sir.
I thought you were gonna say, "Come sniff this beaver."
Come sniff this beaver, Tom. Come sniff this beaver, Maverick. They call me Beaver. What do they call you, Maverick? I'm Maverick, and you're Beaver.
Yeah.
Come sniff it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Hey, come sniff this beaver.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that
then they have
was
like,
good.
and then they have not an actual. They have like a scene where he like lays her down and they
Mhm.
kiss for like a second, and then the very next shot,
They're just
like
laying
there's
there.
no transit. It's just them in bed giggling and laughing together. Like, well,
Mhm.
this is fun. Old times. It was very funny. It was very like, we're not gonna do a sex scene. We're not
Yeah.
fucking doing that. And then he has to leave. Her, like, sneak out.
And then her daughter's right there.
But like people were like, people were saying like, why would she's like not that young? Like, why is he sneaking out? She's an adult. I'm like, it's more like because he has broken her heart a couple times.
She was
That's
not an adult. She was probably like 13, 14.
Listen, I don't know how old she was, but the point was that they didn't want her to see him because it was him specifically.
Exactly.
And
'Cause
he's left a couple times.
They have
A history.
baggage. They have
Bagage.
history.
Speaking of baggage in history, the scene with Val Kilmer. Tough. Sad.
Very
Tears
sad.
in the theater around from adult males.
Yeah.
I think so. Also, not that good.
No.
People love that scene. I'm like, that was a really good scene. I'm like, was it? Because it was all typed and I hated how
I
slow
know.
it was.
I
was
thought
like,
it was slow
Jesus
too.
Christ. You got throat cancer, not finger cancer.
Oh my god.
But that was sad. He dies, obviously, but that was a good scene. It was like their last scene together. I think the added like Val Kilmer being sick in real life is what really
Definitely
was hitting people. I think that's why it was emotional in the theaters. A lot of people like, this, and it was like they were talking about it a lot more. Well, obviously when that movie came out, and he was like, it was like more known. It was like pretty fresh on people's minds at the time. So that hit a little different when the movie came out.
I'm sure.
I would say. Can we talk about, before we talk about the mission, can we talk, first of all, I like John Hamm in it. He's a real prick.
Oh my gosh.
He just plays
He
a prick.
was such a
fucking
prick.
Maverick. He's such a prick.
And what's so crazy is I love John in pretty much everything he's in. Even like, in Bridesmaids when he's a real asshole douchebag.
Yeah, it's
but
funny,
he's
though.
fun. He is such a prick and I hated him and I wanted to punch him every time that he was on.
Yeah, because he had just like no like, he just gave him no leeway.
No, he
like,
hated
dude,
him.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was going to talk about was the stupid football game. Dog fight football where there was offense and defense at all times. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
They didn't even like, just play volleyball again.
Yeah.
Just do a volleyball scene again.
Or play
It's going to teach them how, basically he was acting like it was going to teach them how to do a dogfight in airplanes. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Just have them play volleyball. We'll all be so happy.
Yeah.
Or just another easy, or just play a pickup game of football.
Yes. Beach football.
I mean, first of all, there's already been a greatest beach football game ever, and that's in Point Break. So don't even fuck around and do it. None of them looked as slick as fucking those boys. God, why do every time I talk about Point Break get a boner?
Because you freaking loved it.
I want Swayze to sit on my face.
You want to have his wiener on your face, like
I want to have Swayze's. I want Swayze to lay his dong across my face every time I watch Point Break. I love it.
Like one of those porn girls.
And then Keanu on the other side. I'm just like,
oh my gosh, that's the perfect.
Point Break, Point Break, Point Break.
That's the perfect dick sandwich right there on your face.
I can't wait to cut that clip together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, every time I watch Point Break, I get a little excited.
I get it.
Tara, I like girls, but Point Break is different.
It is different.
Okay, we can move on to we can move to categories, or do you want to talk about when we get to the category of Tara moment? We'll just talk about the final fucking.
Well, we're
mission,
pretty much
right?
like I already talked about a lot of my categories.
Well, let's go over them quick. Let's run through them quick, and then we'll talk about because I'm pretty sure your Tara moment's the final mission, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the last thing. I've talked about everything.
All right, let's hear what they were, though.
Initial
No, we haven't.
Iconic moment. I said really everything in the planes and jets. I thought they did such a good job.
No. But the iconic moment is supposed to be something you kind of knew about going into the movie.
I literally didn't know anything.
But you knew the planes were going to be rad.
Yes.
Okay. You didn't know about the Miles Teller scene that was in all the trailers where he was playing football and he shook his little body around.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? You know, like the one close up they do of him when he does his little shimmy. You know what I'm talking about, right? That was like in the trailer and everyone had seen it and everyone was waiting for it. All the ladies were waiting to get wet.
I was way more of a Glenn girl.
They were waiting. Yeah, yes, I agree.
But
Glenn Powell's he's a cooler character too. He's a fun guy.
He's
closer to fucking.
You want to have that?
You got Glenn over here. You got fucking Miles Teller over here. Like,
It would more be Glenn and
Bob.
Who?
Bob.
Glenn and
Bob's a good looking dude. They like made him and
Maverick.
nerded him up.
Yeah, I liked Bob.
Oh, you want Tom Cruise
Yeah.
song on your face? Damn.
It's
All
a little
right.
old and a little young and a little this and a
I
little
don't know how
that.
to do this as vaginas.
A little Scientology,
I
a
don't-
little
I don't know how to do this where it's two vagina, like where it's Jennifer Connelly and
Phoenix,
Phoenix
on the other.
Yep.
How do you do a
Booyah.
vagina?
I don't know how to do a vagina because the microphone and the cup look like dongs.
Oh God.
Maybe if I turn the opening, I don't know.
Mm-mm.
People get it. I'm a pervert. It's fine. What were we talking about?
The
iconic moment. The airplanes. All of the plane
Airplanes.
stuff is awesome,
Yes.
right?
And
Like, how
I
th-
feel like they do such a good job of
They were in
making
real
you
airplanes.
feel like the pressure that they're feeling
Yes.
and how their eyes almost looked like they were bulging out of their heads. And I felt like the stress they were under. They did such a good job with it.
Yeah, well, they used some CGI stuff and they used obviously some pilots that were real, but they also put those guys in airplanes and filmed them flying around to get that real vibe. And I think it really paid. I think it really mattered and paid off.
I thought it was awesome.
Next.
My favorite character, it was Maverick because he's just awesome. He's the rebel,
He's awesome.
and
I'd watch another I'd watch another one of these in a minute.
He's a rebel and a badass, but he also has a big heart.
Yeah. He cares.
He really does.
He's
cares.
heartbroken. He's been heartbroken for 30 years.
Yep, since Goose died.
More than 30 years. That was like, what year was that? Like 90? 88? What year was the original Top Gun? Tara?
87?
It's that old?
I don't know. I just came up with it.
86.
Ooh.
It's almost 40 years old. Holy shit.
Count.
So, for 40 years, he's been holding on to that shit. Who's, say you can't pick Maverick, then who? Because obviously you're going to pick Maverick. Everyone's going to pick Maverick.
Hangman.
Yeah, Hangman was good.
He's awesome.
I liked his little hat where it said Hangman, but there was it was like the Hangman thing. There was a couple letters missing.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He's awesome.
What's next?
Least favorite character we already talked about. John Hamm. Wanted to punch him.
I didn't know if it was him or if it was. Yeah, you don't hate Rooster. He just could have been better.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny how much more I liked Hangman in this one because actually, the first time I was like that piece of shit. And then he was cool. He was a cool dude, and he was the.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let you talk. Next thing.
Terror moment.
I'll skip it. Come back to it.
The most boring moment, I already said when they went sailing.
It wasn't boring. It just didn't need to be there.
Yeah, it didn't make
Yeah,
sense.
you're right. It was boring. It was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What else you got?
Sexiest moment when she gets dropped off and she walks in and leaves.
Just
the
that
door
little,
open.
just that part. Yeah, You're right. Better than the sex scene itself.
Yep. The most entertaining moment. It's.
Part of
we
the
haven't
end
talked
too.
about it yet. Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk. So we'll put that and Terror moment together.
Okay.
And what else you got?
Hero.
Okay, cool. So we can go back now to the Terror moment and kind of go to the end now.
Yeah.
So Terror moment clearly is the mission.
Yes.
Tara, I got a Snapchat from Tara. It says there's 30 minutes left and I got to turn this off. She couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So the mission is just getting underway. Setting it up real quick. Tom comes back. Tom's teaching these guys. He's not supposed to do the mission. He's just supposed to teach them and do it. And they can't fucking figure it out. So Tom goes out there and flies at him. He gets kicked out.
Yes.
Of Top Gun again. For I don't remember why. Because he was having him do shit he didn't.
Oh yeah, because the one guy almost crashed. Is that it?
Something like that. No, Val dies. Val Kilmer dies, and then when Val dies, John Hamm takes it as an opportunity to go, "You're out of here now. He's dead. Fuck you,
villain."
Even though the mission's in like 5 seconds, he's an idiot. He's terrible at his fucking job. That guy,
he is
fucking loser.
And then he basically wants to put all those kids out to dry and kill them
and do it the wrong way.
way.
That's not going to work. Where they'll die. Maybe they'll pull off the mission, but none of them are coming back. Because Tom's whole thing is like, he'll go and then they'll got to do this, and then bring them home alive, and then he will never repeat it back to him.
Yes.
Because that's his whole thing is he wants everyone to live.
Yes.
So they kick him out, and then Tom takes it upon himself to run this course everyone's been running for the last couple of weeks
And
and
failing.
they can't, and they're failing. He's like, he wants to, so he goes out and he does it faster than he's been requiring them to do it. They're supposed to do it like 2:30. He does it in 2:15. Fucking John
And by
Hamm's like, you're gonna
himself.
have 4 minutes. Yeah, he's by himself, which is what's supposed, because Rooster's by
Right.
himself in the final mission too. Yeah, he's flying himself, and then he has a wingman with 2 people in that one. But he flies it by himself, and he fucking nails it. And
Yeah.
it's really cool. That's the first
It's
really
awesome.
cool. Second, really, that seems like holy shit. Like, it's intense.
Yeah. I like
when he flies
even
that.
like the way he's breathing through
Yeah.
it, like
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
it's awesome.
So he does it, and he shows them all, and they all rally behind him, and they
And
learn
they're
how to
like,
do
"Oh
it,
my god, he's gonna do it!"
and he does it.
Mhm.
And then the real mission comes up, and he has to pick his wingman, and he ends up picking Rooster,
Yeah.
who he didn't think he was going to pick.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he picks Rooster, because Rooster didn't prove that he could do the
He
job.
did not at all.
To be fair, it was a bad pick.
It was a bad
In my
pick.
opinion, bad pick.
It was like
Hangman had
ugh.
proven to be better
Yes.
at this point,
Yes.
but he just went with his gut.
He went with his gut. He didn't think. He just did.
Yeah. So we get to the mission, and the mission is against my favorite part. Tara, how fun is it that the mission is against? I don't know if you caught this. The enemy is just the enemy. They don't ever tell you who it is.
I was gonna
It's
say
just,
I didn't
it's
even hear. It's just
faceless,
like
a faceless. That was their whole move. I've just realized they didn't want to like specifically call
didn't
out
wanna
any
be like,
country,
"Oh,
so
the
it could go play.
Russians or
Yeah, it wasn't the
whatever."
Russians, it wasn't the Chinese, it wasn't anybody. More than likely, the terrain they were in, probably the Russians,
Uh-huh.
is my guess. But they never say who the enemy is, which is really funny. And they go fly the mission. And that's the Tara moment. Tell us about the Tara moment, Tara. How were you feeling as this mission is starting?
So I just had such anxiety and I was nervous and I really didn't want to watch it. I was clenched. And then it started. And like I said, they did such a good job of showing the stress that somebody flying a plane would be under. So then I was kind of mimicking it because I was nervous. But then
Imagine seeing that bad boy in the theater.
I can imagine it was probably freaking awesome.
It was.
And it was just like an emotional roller coaster because Rooster was not performing. And then he was not performing. And Maverick is like, "Come on, kid, you got this." And finally, something clicked. He heard his dad, maybe?
I guess.
And he nailed it. And he started going fast because he was going too slow. He wasn't going to make it.
And they had if you haven't seen it, they have to fly just 100. They can't fly above 100 feet in these jets because there's missiles that'll catch them on radar.
Yes.
That's why they're flying. So they're flying through this canyon.
And it's
this
like
valley
small.
canyon.
And they're going super fast.
In the test, by the way, don't do it justice because
No.
once they're in the mountains, it's fucking awesome.
Uh-huh. Because the test is just in an open field and they are open air and they just are
Following the route.
Following the route.
This isn't the same. There's like bridges and shit.
Yeah. And then they didn't know about. And it's like, oh, watch your head.
Yep.
And then the first person the first group, which is Maverick, he has to hit the target. And then the second group coming in has to get it where the first target was to blow up the whole thing.
Yep.
And after they hit the target, they have to go up a super steep mountain and not hit it. And that's where they have to go, is it 9.4 or 9? They have to go really fast.
Like 9 Gs. Not the Machs. It's not the same thing as the Machs in the beginning. Is it a little confusing?
Oh.
They're not going Mach 9. They're just pulling 9 Gs.
They're pulling 9 Gs. And they are like, basically, he says it's like an elephant sitting on your chest and blah, 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 all sorts of things. And once they get out of the canyon, there's Sam's missiles. They're ready to shoot them.
Because they'll be in radar. Radar will see them
Yes.
at this point. So they have to be ready for that. Yes. So they do that. They pull that off. Miraculously, they pull that off. But at the same time, there were some fighter jets of the enemy that are newer, nicer jets that know they're there all of a sudden because they bombed a different part where all the other fighter jets were. And these guys just happen to be in the air. And they're coming to get them. And a dogfight ensues.
Yes.
These fucking dogfights were so fucking cool.
So cool.
Like there's the first dogfight. Okay, go ahead from there.
No,
Keep
you
going.
can't. You go.
No, so they get in this dogfight, and Maverick gets one of them, knocks him down, takes him out, saves people, and then Rooster. So we didn't really talk about this, but Rooster's dad died in the first one because he was Maverick's like backseat guy. I don't know what that's even called.
Backseat lover, and he died during a training exercise. It was so terrible. It's like, how did that even happen?
He hit his head. I don't know why. And for some reason, Maverick always blamed himself. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Probably for a reason. But he's always beat himself up over for years. He said he'd protect Rooster. And then Rooster like is getting chased, and Maverick basically
saves him.
Sacrifices himself. He takes the missile, and his plane goes down, and it crashes, and they all fly off to like go back, and then Rooster turns out comes back, saves Maverick, blows up a helicopter that's shooting at Maverick on the ground, and then he gets taken out by a different jet. So they're both on the ground together, stuck in the mountains. Just the two of them. Because he was also flying around. Rooster was the second round of guys flying a jet by himself.
And he's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I saved you. Like, you weren't supposed to
He's like, I
come
saved you.
back
He's like, I saved you. That's the point. So that was a funny moment. And then, so they got to get out of there. And they go to the base that they blew up. And there's only one plane available. And it's an old fucking plane. And it's the type of plane Maverick used to fly in the first one.
With Goose.
With the goose. So he's got to fly with his Goose's son as his backseat lover.
Mm-hmm. And he has never driven a plane like this.
I got splash. My vodka splashed into my eye. It tastes good though. Oh my God, that hurt.
I mean,
anyway, I realize we're an hour 8 into this thing. We got to speed this up.
Yeah, we do.
Here's what happens. They have one more dog. They get in this plane. They get it to go off. It's crazy. They have one more dog fight. That fight was awesome. The second dog fight.
It was awesome. And it was so funny because they're in enemy planes. So they're like, well, maybe they'll think that
and they do for a second.
They're with us. But they think the move to do is to like wait. And they give him some like funny.
They give him some like
and they're
motions.
Like, what's he talking about? I don't know what it means. What does that mean? I don't know what that means either.
So yeah, they end up having a dogfight with these like they're in like this thing from the 80s, and the new things are like nuts. He's like, you don't know what to do. He's like, it's the pilot, dog. This is what Rooster says
exactly.
You always say it's not the plane, it's the pilot, and then fucking Maverick destroys these bitches.
Yes.
To the point with like just pathetic fucking weaponry.
That
one where the guy is straight and head when they think they're free, that he kills two of them, right? They got two of them.
Yeah.
And the guy stops and goes like sideways and behind him. Like, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
God damn. The plane flying is, you gotta watch, if you've never seen it, just watch it for the plane shit. It's fucking awesome.
It's so good.
It's so fucking cool. And then basically they're out of weapons, and then there's an old plane, and the guy's gonna kill him, and they got him locked in, and he shoots his missile, and just as he shoots it, that motherfucker gets blown up. Mm-hmm. Who is it to save the day, Tara?
Hey,
the real hero.
Movie. Hangman.
You see? Did you have him as your real hero?
Yeah, I did.
No, that's crazy. It's fucking Maverick.
It's
Fuck outta
Maverick,
here.
but
Maverick's the real hero of this movie, but Hangman's dope.
Hangman saves the
He's
day.
the sexiest.
He is the sexiest.
He's at least the sexiest.
God, he's good looking.
I'd suck on it.
Oh,
Maybe
get out
his-
your. Who's on one side? Patrick.
This is Patrick
Bodie.
Swayze.
Bodie and
This is Bodie, and
Bodie
this
and
is
Hangman.
Bodie and Hangman.
Bodie and Hangman.
Fucking stupid. I wonder how loud I am and Miranda's trying to sleep. Whatever. Grow up. It's only 11. It feels later. It's only 11. Sorry, Miranda. I don't want her to be on my ass tomorrow when she hears this on. She's not a Tuesday listener usually. She usually listens to it throughout the week. It takes her about 4 tries while she showers. I don't appreciate it. I don't care. Anyway,
she just
so
likes to hear your voice while she showers.
yeah, while she's tickling her twaz.
Exactly.
That's a good girlfriend. She's supportive and horny.
Exactly. That's a good
Luckily,
gal.
her family does. Luckily, her family doesn't listen.
They just clip it.
They like the clips, though. They like the clips. So the real hero is Mav.
Mm-hmm.
What's next after the real hero?
The villain.
Oh yeah, who's the villain of the real villain of the movie?
The enemy.
The enemy. Correct.
The enemy.
What's next?
Rating.
Oh, no, what happened to the message? What's the actual message? Where's that at?
I forgot about that.
What's the message of the movie, Tara? Did you not have that? Where's the real message?
I just must have forgot to put it. The real message of
I need to print off a printout so you always get a little fucking.
the real
checklist.
message of the movie is don't mess with Maverick because he's gonna get you.
Don't mess with Maverick. You're right. Don't fuck with Maverick.
Don't
He's
fuck-
got 5 kills
He's got 5 kills.
in his career now.
But he's still just
He's
a
got 5 in the
captain
dogfight.
because he's just a rebel and
Because
gets
he
in
doesn't
trouble.
give a fuck. He don't give a fuck.
Mm-mm.
Still a captain, eh?
Hey,
Eh? And rate this damn thing.
I'm gonna rate it 2 consecutive miracles.
2 consecutive miracles. What does that mean?
You don't know what that means? He said
I know what a miracle is.
He says that in order to accomplish the mission, they have to complete.
Oh, miracle number 1. I
Miracle
forgot
number
that.
1.
I don't know. Okay, that is true. That is what happened. It's fine.
Okay, fine.
Is it?
How about
It's fine. I'm giving it to you. 2
I'm
consecutive
giving
miracles.
it?
It doesn't roll off that good.
Okay, 5. I'm giving it 6 out of 6 Maverick abs. Okay,
just-
I'm giving it motorcycle ride and a wide open door.
You couldn't give it a. What about 5 5 dogfight kills or whatever? What do they even
I'm a
call that?
leverager, not a fighter.
What about? How about when he has to buy the whole bar fucking drinks?
And his cards
Bitch.
declined. That's rough.
Yeah, what poor motherfucker. And he
Right?
brings in like $1 bills.
Uh-huh.
How much could that really have been at like a bar for like Navy people? Like I'm sure they don't charge that much. It's probably like cheap drinks.
Yeah.
How much money? He's not making that much money, I guess.
No.
I don't know about those ratings. I'm gonna go with 2
Uh,
consecutive miracles. It just doesn't flow that good.
How about?
How about
giving
Mach-
it
How about Mach
Mach
10,
10.
baby?
Mach 10.4.
Baby's Mach 10. You rank this a Mach 10, Tara?
Oh yeah, it was good. I loved it.
Mach 10.
Mach 10.
Tara, what do you rank this movie?
Mach 10.
We're at an hour 14. Do you have hard hitting questions? by
Yeah,
any
but
chance?
we don't really have to do that many.
We're gonna do a couple. We'll do a couple. The ones you think are good.
Oh,
The ones you think are good.
I kind of suck
I have
at
one
hard
email.
hitting
I only have one
questions.
email.
All right.
I had come up with some stuff, but I don't care about any of it. So
Well, first, let's just say this. Today's Memorial Day. So let's
Yeah, it is.
recognize those who have served and sacrificed
let's recognize
their
those who have
lives.
served. We have had many family members serve.
Yep.
We are not those family members.
No.
Way to go.
Oh, it's good that we
Wh- wh-
watched this because it was.
Yeah, I know. I said it was a good Memorial Day movie.
Mhm.
We do have one listener I know for sure is a veteran. Dave.
Yes.
He might be the only one
Mhm.
that I know of for sure. So happy Memorial Day. You celebrate. Do you have to be dead to
I
celebrate?
don't really know.
Memorial Day?
I think it's
Is it
Memorial Day is who
memoriam?
like served and sacrificed.
So it's not
their
Veterans
lives.
Day. Memorial. You have to have died
I don't
for the
know.
death.
Is it?
I think it's for dead soldiers. I don't think you have to die. God, I don't even know. I think you'd have to be dead, but I don't think it has to be in like in combat or anything.
Oh,
I think you just remember fault, like, even people that died, like
sure. Our
family
family
members. Civil, and originally it was created in honor of Civil War casualties,
Oh.
but
Well,
over the years has grown to include tributes to fallen soldiers in other conflicts as well.
Okay.
So maybe you do have to have died in battle.
Gosh.
But I think a lot of people take time to recognize other family members that served during this time.
Definitely, just because
that have passed, because it's just a good time to remember them.
Mm-hmm.
And we do appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. So there's also a couple other holidays that are today.
You're just using your hard-hitting questions as holidays now, Tara. Okay, let's hear what you got. What do you got?
Well, would I forget? Yeah, they are. It's National Alligator Day, so I just wanted to know the top 3 animals you'd be scared to run into, just like coming across.
To run into and come across.
Yeah. Because gator would definitely be one of mine.
Oh, it's a great question, Tara. My top 3 animals I wouldn't want to run into. Like a rattlesnake would be bad. I wouldn't like that because I feel like
Mom kept asking if we were going to run into rattlesnakes, and
when
we were out, and Travis was like, I don't think there are many rattlesnakes in this area anymore. It's good to have somebody that kind of knows stuff.
Does he know for sure though? Does he know for sure though, or is it just like he just wigwammed it?
No, I think he knows that there's probably not a lot because of.
Well, there's not a lot of anything anymore because things die.
Mm-hmm.
But there's probably some out there.
A lot of deer and raccoon.
I'm gonna say rattlesnake.
Mm-hmm. Did you know I could do that?
No, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big ass bear, like a grizzly. I wouldn't like that.
Mm-mm.
I think in other pods I've said I wouldn't. I think one time, you fucking basically asked me this question before. If you were in the woods, what would you rather run into, a wolf or a bear? I hate you, bitch. This is just recycled ass question. You just fucking phrased it different. Rattlesnake, bear, and rhino.
A rhino?
They're mean, motherfucker.
No, hippo.
Rhinos are mean too.
I think they're not as mean.
They actually say rhinos would beat a hippo, but they're not as mean.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard. So I'm not going to say hippo because I just would avoid it.
You don't think a gator?
A rat. I don't like rats.
Oh, my God, no.
Rat number 1.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake number 2. What'd I say? Or no, grizzly bear. Just a big ass motherfucking grizzler. But like, and it's mad. It's not just one that's like, oh, this moves out, like an angry one.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next question?
It's National Biscuit Day in the UK. So that actually means cookies. So I was just wondering, like, what are some English, like UK English words that you like that are different from the words we say? Like biscuit or... You
and your questions. I got to come up with that off the top of my head. Yeah. Biscuit. I don't like biscuit. I don't like a cookie be called a biscuit. I like a biscuit called a biscuit.
Okay, I agree with that, but there are some fun ones.
That's my number 1 shitty one.
Okay.
I like when people say they're drunk, they say pissed.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's probably my number 1. You like UK area, like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like pissed instead of drunk. I like that they say pub. I like the pub more than I like a bar. I know we say pub here, but mostly we say bar.
Yeah.
I think pub is better.
Do they call them
I'd
dive
prefer to
pubs?
be in a place. I think they're just all dive bars. I think it's just called a pub. So I like a pub over a bar, and like when I'm here, when I'm looking for a place, and like I'll Google like pub instead of a bar when I'm looking for a spot. And then my third, I don't know why there's all 3s, but probably not. I don't like what they call cigarettes. That's not on my list.
No. What
Man, I
about
can't think
loo?
of any.
What about the loo?
No, don't
What
give a shit
about
about that.
the I feel like they say microwave funny. It's the same word, but
Macrowave. Yeah, they're like macrowave, microwave. I like that. That sounds Spanish as fuck.
what about
I like
lift
that.
for elevator?
The lift? No, but I do like what they call the garbage.
What is it?
They say the rubbish bin.
Oh, rubbish. Oh yeah.
I like rubbish. I like rubbish. I like the way they say rubbish instead of trash or garbage. Rubbish.
Rubbish.
So that's my top 3. I guess if I have to have a top 3 of that. Fuck?
I didn't say top 3. I just said what are some words you like?
Oh, those are good ones. Those 3 are good. I like those. Sneaky Snows.
Sneaky snows.
That's what they call sneakers there. Sneaky Snows.
I like just like a good old bloke. Calling someone a bloke.
Bloke is good. I like how they just use cunt freely. That's good. Cunt, bloke, nice. Mwah. Bloke is good. I like bloke.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. And just cunt. The way they use cunt.
I don't
It's
like they call French fries chips.
No, fuck that. Things like that I don't like. Chips, biscuits. When they get the food shit wrong.
I like when I watch the Great British Bake Off and they say stuff like stodgy and stuff. I'm like, I don't really even know what that means, but
Miranda says stodgy.
Stodgy. I don't know.
Miranda will say when something. We had something the other day that was a little stodgy. I don't remember. Oh, we had these biscuits that were a little stodgy.
What about when someone like is talking about someone that's attractive and they call them fit? I kind of like that.
Fit. I do like
that.
She fit. I think we should say that. She a bit fit. She a bit fit.
She was fit, so I liked it.
She's fit.
And then with their little accents.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Ireland has a lot of the same shit, I think. Ireland, because they're not part of the UK anymore, right? They're their own thing. They were part of it, right, at one point. I don't know how that works.
Shit about shit.
I'm stupid. I'm a stupid fucking American. I don't know if Will still listens, but Will, if you listen, tell me how stupid I am. I think he just watches. He used to listen, but I think he just watches the clips now. I think he got tired of our American bullshit.
Probably.
What's next?
Next. Today is Put a Pillow on Your Fridge Day.
Excuse me?
Put a pillow on your fridge day. So
excuse me?
What that means, it's exactly what I said. You put a pillow on your fridge and supposedly it brings you prosperity and good fortune. And
I got it when we get off here. I only have 39 minutes to get one up there.
Yeah.
It's so dirty on top of fridges.
And they said just put it up and let the magic happen.
Really? Does it have to be like a any pillow?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like, can it be this pillow?
Probably.
It's going up there. I'm going to go do it right now. Hold on.
Okay, I want to do it too.
How long do I got to leave it up there?
I didn't check
because it's up there. Is it okay that it's not on the fridge adjacent, like it's on top of the crock pot that's on top of the fridge?
I don't know if that's okay.
I don't have any. Okay, I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna go look at it right now to see if it says. It says some people try to put their pillow inside the fridge for this ritual to work, but not everyone finds sleeping on a chilly pillow all that comfortable.
Oh wait, you have to sleep on it afterwards?
I don't know.
I mean, what do you...
Today, there are many pillow brands offering people a good range of The exact origin of put your pillow on your fridge day isn't known, but many believe that it's a modernized version of the old tradition of putting linens in the pantry to bring good luck. No matter what you believe in, everyone agrees that now we have the pillow. We can't imagine sleeping without it. I don't know. It's not telling me enough of what
Doesn't
you're
make any
supposed to do
sense.
with it.
It sounds like you sleep with it, Tara.
Hmm.
It sounds like you sleep with it. This doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to leave it on top of the fridge for
Yeah.
now and see what happens.
Yeah.
We are just going to leave it on top of the
Yeah,
fridge.
this
and see
is
what
our
happens.
tradition.
We put it on the fridge and we see all the good that
Yeah.
comes. Was there a question that followed this? You just let me know about it. See if I do it.
I think I just wanted to tell you about it. 'Cause
Well, there's a pillow on my fridge now. I'm
there's
excited
no-
for when Miranda's like, what the fuck? I'm just going to leave it up there until I hear something about it.
Yeah.
What else you got for me?
That's about it.
You got any more?
Well,
You got time. I only got one email.
It's
We were pretty short last week.
It's Gloucestershire cheese rolling day.
I love that
Yeah.
thing. I want to go to it. That's the thing where they roll the cheese on the hill and they race it.
And everyone races it. Yeah.
And they like break their
And they,
arms
like,
and
get
shit.
really
And like the
injured.
same person wins it over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild thing. I've always wanted to try it, but also I'm always confused on how bad people are at it.
Well, I mean, I feel like when
I wonder
your
if more people
momentum
go to
gets
it now.
going, you start to fall. I would not.
I feel like people fall right away. I wouldn't do well.
I wouldn't.
Oh, I do great.
I'm like very top heavy, so I would go. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's not that long of a hill.
It's 200 yards long.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty far.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that when you see it.
Well,
And it takes them like 10 seconds to get down. There's no way it's 200 yards.
It
There's
says
no fucking
that. Yes, it is.
way. I don't believe their lies, Tara.
Well,
I don't believe their lies. I've seen the video. It ain't 200 yards. Tara, think about 2 football fields high. Because it's basically straight down.
well, it says on the thing.
It says. Do you know what 200 yards is, Tara? 600 feet. 600 feet. That's gigantic.
Well, I don't know.
If someone fell down that, because some of these people fall, they die.
Do they?
They would die because it's almost straight down. 600 feet.
All right, I'm just gonna Google how long
I've seen it. It is not
is
200
the
yards from the.
How do you spell that?
I don't know.
Chester Cheese Hill. 200
I'm just gonna pull up
yards.
a guy. There's no fucking way.
200 yards.
I don't believe it.
It's
Pull up a picture of it. That's not 200 yards.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Drew. 'Cause
It just
that's
isn't. I don't
literally-
buy the lies, Tara. I don't buy the lies.
Let's see. Cheese. Okay, this is on the official website. 200 yards.
I don't believe it.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just saying they're lying. They're lying to us.
Well,
They're lying to us, Tara.
that happened today. I wonder who won.
I'm gonna pull it up. Video of it. I just want to see one run of it and see how long it takes. Oh, it's loud. I'm sorry. All right, they're running. The cheese is bouncing. Okay, how long does it take? Oh my God. This is dangerous. Tara, it's so short. The hill itself may be that long, but they don't run the whole hill. I'm looking at it.
Well, is it the right
They're
one?
stopping them
'Cause
after
there's-
about fucking 50 yards, I'd say. Maximum. Tara, they're liars. This isn't 200 yards. It just isn't 200 yards, Tara.
Okay.
It's not. It's a lie. I don't know where they're measuring from.
Maybe
Tara,
you're
look at the cheese rolling. Google cheese roll. Google it.
Is
Google
it the
Gloucestershire
same
cheese
one?
rolling, and click on the yes. I'm looking at it. Click on the one. There's one that says It's the second video.
Okay.
Not the Netflix trailer, but the one right below it. And you'll see how not 200 yards it is. Did they get to the end yet?
I think it's 200 yards.
Tara, that is not 200 yards. You're an idiot. Think about how long a football field is. You've been on a football field. It is not 200 yards. They're lying to us. The world may be not be flat, but this hill is not 200 yards long.
It had some really good music playing.
Oh my God, Tara, it's so short. It's so short.
Well,
It's like tops, 75 yards. Tops.
well, you find
If I had to
you
guess.
find that number.
I can't. They're going to lie on everything. There's different, like these all say they're the Gloucester cheese race thing, and they all are look like a different goddamn hill. Like that hill's different. It's not the same hill.
I don't know what to tell you, Drew.
It just isn't 200 yards. It just isn't.
Well,
It just isn't. It just isn't. They're
Maybe they're
liars. They're
looking at the-
liars. Where's that at? In England? The UK?
you,
They're a bunch of fucking. What's the English word for liar?
let's look it up.
While you look it up, I'm going to pull up our email.
Porkies.
A bunch of fucking porkies.
Fibbing or
Happy-
porkies?
Happy Memorial Day from Miranda. I love you both, but I've never thought of either of you and said, you know what? They're a little goth. I didn't say I was. So I don't even know why I was included in that. Tara's the dummy that's claiming she's goth.
I think I'm God.
Nobody backed you on that one. Top 3 musical instruments, she says. Number 1, sax. Number 2, piano. Number 2, flute. But can you make a saxophone noise? Tara, do you want to try again this week? A little saxophone noise?
Sure.
I didn't do a good one. Okay, we're done. You did the same fucking noise you did last time. Piano? Could you do a piano? Piano's next.
Do,
Ah, fuck.
do, 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 do,
At least it doesn't sound like a guitar. Can you do a flute? That's her number 3. That's a ghost. But nice try. She has a question for both of us.
Okay.
What is our go-to never have I ever you use when you play? First of all, who the fuck has that?
Yeah.
Nobody plays never.
I freaking
Nobody plays
hate
never
that
have I
game.
ever. It's just never have. First of all, it's never something we never played with people. It was
No.
not a drinking game we use because it's
Never.
dumb. Because people are liars. First of all,
Yeah.
never have I ever run down a 200-yard hill because it's impossible because it doesn't exist. I don't know. I've never played it. If I had to play it, never
Yeah,
have
I
I
don't
ever.
know if I ever I don't think I
It's
have a
basically-
go-to. Never have I ever shot a gun. Maybe.
Sure, that's not bad. That's real. That's one that could get some people out.
Mhm.
Never have I ever shot a gun. I would not have to put a finger down. Well, I guess it would depend on what we talk about, like
A bullet
real
gun.
gun.
A bullet gun.
Bullet gun, yeah.
Mhm.
Never have I ever
I mean,
witnessed a murder.
Oh.
That's my go-to now. Never have I ever kissed a cow. I don't have one. There's a lot of things I've never
Never
done.
have I ever.
You played Never Have I Ever. She probably put her finger down for a lot because she's a fucking hoe.
Do you think they played that at the bachelorette
DePaul?
party?
No,
Oh.
that doesn't sound like the type of bachelorette party it were. Sound like they had a good time though.
Good.
Sound like they had a good time. Yeah, I don't really.
Never
never really
have
played it.
I ever had
Never have I
Patrick
ever-
Swayze's dong.
Never have I ever, but I wish I had.
Keanu Reeves'
had
dong
Keanu,
next to my
Patrick
face.
Swayze's dong and
Glenn.
Hangman's dong on my face simultaneously. Next time you record, it'll be June,
Oh God.
and there are about to be a lot of summer festivals.
Okay.
If you could create your own festival, what would it be? and it can't be one they already do, like Taco Fest or Burger Fest. This is good because Tara, I was actually thinking we should throw a fest, maybe get people come out and do like a live pod.
Ooh.
That could be fun. I was thinking we should. Tara, thinking about this because part of my take is moving to Chicago. I think we should try to put on a pod festival, have them headline it, and put a bunch of other people like hey, you're now in Chicago. You should kind of like support local Chicagoans. Get them to headline it. We obviously are right before them.
Yeah.
But then put a bunch of local stuff before us, like a whole day of it. We're right before them. So, because we're going to be, first of all, we feed off a fucking crowd.
Yeah.
Feed off a crowd. What do you think of this idea, Tara?
I like it.
It's called Chicago Melon Fest.
It's called the Melon Fest.
It's called the Melon. It's called the Pod Melon
It's
Pod.
called-
It's America. It's actually. Did you know that this festival is America's #1 sports and entertainment sibling Chicago butthole buffoonery pod fest?
Yeah.
That's what I heard. If I was going to have a festival, though, a lot of these they kind of all exist. I don't know how to, because it would involve food like tacos or tequilas. There's a tamales, margarita fest. These all exist already. So if I had to make one up, I guess it would be. It's a festival and it only has different, like there's a desserts. It's a dessert festival. Chocolate cake, like there's cakes, like cookies. It's only sweets festival. Like really fun, like different food, like exciting treats.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Not like traditional,
That's good,
but
right?
yeah, I like
Maybe
it.
a little later, maybe like more like in the end of summer where it starts
Yeah.
to cool off a little bit into
So
the
you don't
fall.
have a bunch of like
So you have a bunch of melted chocolate cakes.
Yeah.
This is good. This is a good idea. What do you think, T?
I like
do you have
it.
one, or do you want to piggyback on mine?
I definitely would piggyback on yours, but I mean, I would have a Mountain Dew Fest, but all Mountain Dew.
It's different Mountain Dew flavors at every
Yeah.
at every one of the, what do they call it?
Booths.
Every booth is a different Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Different Dew.
And like you
Dew
could
booth.
do differently too. Like
Yeah, they
you could have like a Mountain
Dew desserts.
Yep. Or
Like like Baja Blast cakes.
yep. Do like cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain Dew. Like soaps, art. You could have like soaps.
I love
and,
this. This is good. Mountain Dew. Look at us. Tara, look into the camera. Mountain Dew. We want to create a Mountain Dew fest for you.
We want to create a Mountain Dew Fest for you.
Are you looking into the camera?
I think so.
You
Mountain
got
Dew.
fuzzy there for me.
We want to do a Mountain Dew Fest for you.
And if Mountain Dew doesn't do it, High Life.
And if Mountain Dew doesn't do it, High Life.
It's easier with Mountain Dew. It's easier with Mountain Dew. They got a lot of flavors.
Yeah. And it's just so good.
All right. It's getting long.
Yeah.
But real quick, any grievances?
Oh, God. I didn't even think of grievances.
Then you don't have one. That's fine. Hey, Tara.
Plants that sting you through your plants that sting you through your pants. I dealt with that yesterday.
Plants that sting you through your pants.
And it was
is,
not super fun walking through those plants.
What were the plants?
Nettles or something.
Nettles. Yeah. You were wearing pants?
Yeah, you had to. Otherwise, my legs would have been a nightmare.
That's a bad hike. Yeah, you gotta wear pants. That's a bad hike.
I mean, there were so many.
That's a bad hike.
We were like not walking on trails. We were walking through the forest.
Hey, Tara.
Huh.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Melon fights.
Melon fights.
Whoops. I think that was early.
I don't think you were.
We'll see.
I said it quiet and weird. You might have missed it. Good night.
Night.